right, you guys. Now today, I want to talk about. Let me check my notes here. As I was driving down to work, I had some thoughts. I'm like, how do I follow up yesterday's video? Not necessarily trying to top it, but more or less just looking at, what would be some wise words to follow. And I was listening to an audio program put on by one of my business coaches, and one of the things that he covers a lot, and it really makes sense, but I guess most people don't think about it. And I like a phrase that he has, and that phrase is, "Common sense isn't always common practice." And it's so true. Often, what's really common sense to most people is not what they do all the time. And a lot of times, if we would just take the time to think about what really is common sense in a certain situation, then do that over and over again, that would really help us out. So, really, I had somebody talking to me about their schedule and their calendar, and then I asked him. I said, "I noticed you weren't logging your food. What happened on these days?" He said, "Oh well, I just forgot about it. I usually do it in the evening after my day is done." And I said, "Well, tell me about how you start your day." And they said, "Oh well, usually what I do is I look at my day and I try to think about, well, when would I have a chance to eat? And then what would I eat? What will I be near? And things like that." And I said, "Well, how does that work with the guide that you have, the guide that I provided to you that really shows here are the portion sizes, here are some examples of what you should be eating and how you can follow it." So I think about that, but sometimes I don't always do it. I'm like, "Well, how's that working out for you?" "Well, I'm not seeing progress like I hoped I'd see, but really, I'm still working on it." I always found that to be always their fallback, was still working on it. And so I said, "Okay, well, really, when you look at wanting to get results, the best way to get results is to first begin." So oftentimes people try to wait until there's a perfect time, perfect situation to do this. "Oh, I got to get this and that in order." It's like those people who say, "Oh, once I get my life right, I'm going to go to church." Well, if you can do it all by yourself, then what do you need God for? And so obviously, there's something in you that needs some more support, needs some more guidance, and you can't do it by yourself. But really, no matter what the goal is, no matter what the challenge or the objective is if I expect to get results, I got to begin. If you're not beginning, then it doesn't matter. If you're at that point of contemplation over and over and over, you haven't really started yet. If I think, okay, I think I'm going to get a job, but I don't go and apply, I'm not going to get a job. If I think I'm going to, start dating, but I don't have a date set up, I'm not dating. So you can think all day long, but it's not going to really matter. And so, like back to what I said before, common sense is not always common practice. So really, I think sometimes we overcomplicate things. We have to simplify our thinking in order to really make common sense common practice. Oftentimes people will say, well, I'll put together a training program or a meal plan for them, or I'll offer them some advice, and they'll think, "Man, I thought it just had to be more difficult than that." And really, those people who do great, they do the fundamentals over and over and over. So you got that consistency there, but they start with the fundamentals. It doesn't take anything fancy, anything crazy, anything tricky. It's just, hey, do the fundamentals first. But you got to do something first. Like one of my sons is very good at lacrosse. He loves playing lacrosse. And he's always trying these trick shots and these trick things. And it's like, dude, just do something that you're going to do on the field. Do that consistent. Do that first. I don't care if you try all that other stuff, but the first thing you should be doing is the fundamentals. And so he's got some videos of some popular players that he likes to look at. Like one of them is the quote unquote best lacrosse player out there, this guy Paul Rabel. And it was like a shooting video we were watching. And Rabel was instructing some people, some kids, on, shooting technique. And a lot of kids like to get the ball on their stick and do this little fancy cradle technique and then try to shoot. And he let off about 10, 15 shots. None of them had that little fancy cradle thing. He's like, dude, that's just all a waste of time, a waste of energy. Do what works, do it as quick as you can, and do it as often as you can. That was his advice. And really, that's the case with all of us. Do what's been proven to work, get to it as quick as you can, and do it as often as you can. So if you expect to make change in your life, if you expect results, no matter what it may be or what area, do what's been shown to work. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do it as quick as you can. Do it as often as you can. So my advice to everybody today is just that simple. If you expect results, the first thing you got to do is begin. All right. Thanks for watching today. Can't guarantee you're going to get some wisdom from me tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see.